So there are days that it's way harder than others. And since Evelyn broke her arm, it's been pretty bad. Overall, like, her spirits are still high. She has a lot of things going for her, but she was unable to use her walker. We got a loaner walker that she doesn't have to use her arms with, but she doesn't have the endurance to use it more than a few minutes. I think we've gotten to be about 15 minutes max so far, and it's been really difficult. Today she got out of the bath, which normally helps a lot with muscle tightness and cramping and things like that, but she got into the bed with a towel wrapped around her, and she was watching YouTube Kids, relaxing until we had to get ready for school, and she just started screaming. I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know what to do. She was pointing at her leg, but she wasn't able to, like, say that it was hurting. And I could see it spasming and just contract, like, super hard. And it lasted for about, I want to say about almost 15 minutes. It was almost 15 minutes, like 13 minutes about. And she was just in tears and crying and screaming the whole time. There wasn't anything that I could really do to help. She wouldn't let me touch it. She wouldn't let me move her leg. She wouldn't move her leg. And then the pain started to subside when the spasming was over. Her muscles were still super tight, but it was hard to watch. She hasn't had anything that bad ever. And I really think it has to do with her not being weight bearing as much since she broke her arm. I'm definitely still pushing to try to get her a stander through insurance. But this is the reality of parents who have to deal with insurance, and we have all the notes, we have all the measurements, we have the need for necessities from doctors, surgeons, PTs, and still nothing happens. So I just wanted to be candid with you and let you know that it's happening to all of us. And that's the whole reason I started MEC Disabilities, is because of this kind of stuff. By the time, you know, children get approved for equipment or approved for really anything that could make their lives more, and like they could adapt to life a little bit easier, it doesn't happen. You get the go around. I emailed her orthopedic surgeon, his PT, and then the nurse that's on his team at Dornbecker's Children's Hospital. I emailed all of them this morning, told them what happened, and got a response back, and we're going to go get x-rays and do a virtual appointment so we don't have to travel 4.5 hours to Dornbecker's. But over the last week, she broke her arm almost 2 weeks ago now. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks. For the last like week and a half, she's been having like a lot more muscle spasming, a lot more hip hopping in her left hip. But today was kind of the worst of it that we've had. And it's really sad that this is what, you know, like they don't want to do much. And with a lot of her spasming and the muscle tightness that she's been having, I've been looking into doing the selective dorsal-rhizotomy that a lot of children with CP have, or like get done. Trying to find like the best hospitals to get it done at, the ones that do inpatient rehab with it, and then that work with your team after you get discharged. So it's been a long, wild ride, but like a lot of parents out there, we're in your boat. And it's really hard to really do anything unless the doctors prescribe it or you get it, you know, you buy the equipment out of pocket, which is what MEC Disabilities does. But I don't buy my daughter equipment through MEC Disabilities because we can't, and that would take away from other kids that need equipment too. But it's not just because of that. It's literally, this is what's happening. It doesn't matter where people are. It doesn't matter if you're on the West Coast, the East Coast, the Midwest. It's happening to kids all over the United States. And by the time they get approved for equipment and insurance accepts it or denies it and you keep fighting or whatever you have to do, it either ends up not fitting them or not fitting them correctly, or things that were ordered weren't supposed to be ordered, or things that needed to be ordered weren't ordered. And so, like, as a parent, it's a lot easier if we just bought the equipment outright and tried to get it done that way, because it would come a lot sooner. It would come and be the correct, with all the correct attachments, everything that you need for your child. But it is expensive. The standard that Evelyn needs is starting out at about $4,200. And for like a lot of families, it's hard to bring up that much money. You can always put in a request to get it covered by insurance, and a lot of the times they'll deny you if you do that because you're going around their procedures or like their steps. And I just really wanted to let you all know out there that this is happening, and I hope that one day all of this will change for the kids, because it's hard. It's really hard watching your child not be able to walk when she's fully capable if she has the right adaptive equipment. But it's a struggle and a fight to get anything. So, let's just hope that this will get better for Evelyn and kids all over the U.S. because it's really hard, not only on them but their families. And it's, you know, I've been so careful with Evelyn, and she's 4.5. I've been so careful with her that nothing big has happened, and this is the biggest thing that's happened. She, you know, lost all of her mobility practically, breaking her arm, and I knew, like, if she broke her arm or her leg, he had a commission, like, she wouldn't be able to use any of her equipment, she wouldn't be able to walk, or, you know, therapy has to be adjusted to where now she's like just having to learn how to, you know, use certain pieces of equipment that she's not going to be needing in 4 or 6 weeks. So it's just backtracking and just not what parents want, you know, to see happen, especially when we're putting in all the time and the effort and trying to get the best physical therapists and the best doctors and trying to figure out what is the right step and what's the next step to take. And it's hard for a lot of families. So, yeah, but I hope everyone has a great day. And I just kind of wanted to share a little bit of what's going on in our lives and be a little bit candid about it. It's definitely sent us all into a downhill spiral on really everything lately, just because it's a big deal not being able to do what you can for your child. So anyways, have a great day, guys.